You can survive an entire day confidently, talk to people, work, smile, act normal. But the moment it becomes quiet, your brain replays that awkward sentence, that weird laugh, that small mistake from 7 years ago. Why? Why does your brain wait until night to remind you something you wish never happened? Here's the strange part, it's not trying to embarrass you, it's trying to protect you. And by the end of this, you'll understand why your mind reopens social wounds at night and why this behavior is thousands of years old. During the day, your brain is busy reacting. Noise, notifications, conversations, movement. But at night, something shifts. When external input reduces, your brain activates what neuroscientists call the default mode network. This network is responsible for self-reflection, memory replay, social evaluation, imagining the future. Your brain switches from reacting to reviewing. And reviewing means, what did I do wrong today? But here's the deeper question. Why does it focus on shameful instead of success? Because evolution doesn't reward comfort, it rewards survival. And in early human tribes, embarrassment wasn't small, it could be fatal. If you lived 30,000 years ago, an awkward social mistake could cost you food, protection, or belonging. And belonging means survival. In ancient hunter-gatherer tribes, humans lived in small groups, usually 50 to 100 people. This is called Dunbar's number, proposed by Robin Dunbar. In those tribes, reputation mattered, status mattered, cooperation mattered. If you were seen as unreliable, aggressive, strange, and disrespectful, you risk social exclusion. And exclusion means no share food, no protection, no mating opportunities. Your brain evolved a system to prevent that. That system is called social pain. Embarrassment is not a personality flaw, it is a survival alarm. Your brain would rather replay a small mistake 100 times than let you repeat it once in front of the tribe. So, why does this replay system activate at night? Because night historically means vulnerability. Humans are diurnal creatures. In darkness, vision weakness, threat detection drops, physical defense decreases. So, what does the brain do? It compensates. Instead of scanning the forest, it scans your social world. Modern darkness, ancestral danger state. That's why 3 a.m. thoughts feel heavier, less distraction, more internal monitoring. Your brain thinks, if we are safe physically, let's check social safety. Remember that moment you regret, your brain doesn't see it as cringe. It sees it as potential future rejection risk. Negative memories replay stronger than positive ones. Why? Because of something called the negativity bias. This bias was studied extensively by researchers like Daniel Kahneman. Humans are wired to notice threat more than rewards. Missing one berry, hunger. Missing one predator, death. So your brain tags social mistakes as threat data. It stores them with emotional intensity. That's why you forgot compliments but remember one awkward silence from 2014. But here's the twist: the brain exaggerates the memory, and most people never think about your mistakes again. Psychologists call it the spotlight effect. You think everyone noticed, everyone judged, everyone remembers, but they don't, because they are replaying their own embarrassing memories. This was demonstrated in experiments by researchers like Thomas Kleovich. Participants believed others noticed their mistakes far more than they actually did. Your brain overestimates visibility. Why? Better safe than rejected. In tribal life, mistakes faded quickly. In modern life, social memory is permanent. Social media, screenshot, digital reputation. Your ancient brain is trying to manage a social network of thousands. It was designed for 100. That mismatch creates overthinking, not weakness, just mismatch. Next time your brain replays embarrassment at night, don't fight it, observe it. Say, "This is my survival software running." Because the same brain that replays mistakes also allow humans to build alliances, develop empathy, maintain cooperation, and create civilization. Your embarrassment means you care about connection, and caring about connection is one of the reasons humans survived. The night doesn't expose your weakness, it reveals your ancient wiring. And once you understand the wiring, the replay loses power. In the next episode, we will explore something even deeper: why your brain creates imaginary arguments in the shower before they ever happen, because rehearsal is another survival adaptation. Let's slow this down, because what feels emotional is actually neurological. When your brain replays embarrassment at night, three systems are involved: the amygdala, the hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex. The amygdala detects threat. It does not care if the threat is physical or social. Research shows that social rejection activates similar neural pathways as physical pain. This overlap has been demonstrated in brain imaging studies, including work by researchers like Naomi. When participants experienced exclusion in experiments, the brain region activated were similar to those involved in physical pain. Your brain treats embarrassment like injury. At night, especially during quiet wakefulness and before sleep, your brain begins consolidating memories. The hippocampus replays experience to strengthen learning. This process has been widely studied in sleep and memory research. The brain asks, "What should we learn from today?" and evolution prioritizes mistakes because correcting errors increase survival probability. So, when the brain replays an awkward moment, it is performing what scientists call error based learning. It is running stimulation updates. Earlier, we mentioned the default mode network. This network becomes more active when external stimulation drops. You are not focused on a task, you are alone with your thoughts. Brain imaging studies shows that this network is heavily involved in self-evaluation, imagining others' opinions, reconstructing past social events. At night, when your environment quiets down, this network increases activity. That is not anxiety, that is baseline human cognition. Humans process negative information more deeply than positive information. This is not self-punishment, it is adaptive prioritization. Research in behavioral psychology, including findings discussed by Roy, suggests that bad is stronger than good. Negative events create stronger neural responses, stronger encoding, stronger recall. That's why 10 compliments feel small, one awkward moment feel permanent. You think people remember your embarrassment, but controlled experiments shows otherwise. In classical studies, participants were asked to wear embarrassing items and estimate how many people noticed. They consistently overestimated. Others were too focused on themselves. Your brain predicts social attention inaccurately. It overestimates risk because overestimating risk was safer than underestimating it in ancestral environment. At night, cortisol levels shift, serotonin and dopamine balance changes, fatigue reduced prefrontal regulation. The emotional brain becomes louder. This is why problems feel larger at 2 a.m. than at 2 p.m. Cognitive control is slightly reduced. Emotional salience increases. This is a biological rhythm, not a personality flaw. Your brain evolved in small tribes. Now it operates in offices, social media platforms, and digital permanence. In a tribe of 100 people, embarrassment faded. In the digital age, memory feels permanent. Your brain is ancient hardware running modern software. The replay loop is not broken, it is overloaded. Not suppression, not distraction, not self-criticism. Research in cognitive behavioral therapy suggests that cognitive reframing reduces rumination. Instead of "why did I say that?" shift to "what was I trying to achieve?" Instead of "they must think I'm stupid," shift to "what evidence do I have?" This engages prefrontal cortex. It rebalances emotional intensity. You are not silencing the brain, you are updating the interpretation. Embarrassment means you are socially aware, you value belonging, you care about perception. and caring about belonging build civilization. Humans survive not because we were the strongest, but because we cooperated. Embarrassment is the cost of cooperation. Without it, we would not adjust behavior. Without adjustment, we would not maintain trust. Without trust, tribes collapse. So the next time your brain replay a moment at night, understand what is happening. The amygdala flagged a social risk. The hippocampus stored it strongly. The default mode network is reviewing it. The negativity bias is amplifying it. Fatigue is lowering emotional regulation. This is not weakness, it is a fully functioning survival system. Ancient, predictable, biological, and once you see it clearly, the replay loses mystery, and mystery is what gives fear its power. The night does not create your insecurity, it reveals your wiring, and wiring can be understood. In the next episode, we will explore why your brain rehearses arguments that never happen, because stimulation might be humanity's greatest survival tool.